Hello everyone! Today I intend to take you with me on my journey to turn this upcycled Yankee Candle mini candle jar thing into a cute little etched glass trinket jar with the help of this gorgeous Cricut machine behind me. It has not yet featured in any of my tutorials, so this is the first one. I've been using it a lot since I got it though, so hopefully I know what I'm doing. So starting with my list of materials, I am using specifically a Yankee Candle jar. What you do with these to clean them out, you can actually put them in the freezer because it makes like all the molecules in the wax contract and it pulls away from the glass. So you leave it in there for about 2 hours. I actually left most of mine in there overnight and just took them out in the morning. And I just took a spoon and like pressed down and popped up and they all came out. It came up in one piece and I actually had to break it apart to get it out. But I have several of these that I've done this with because we use a lot of candles. But it seemed a shame to just throw these jars out. And of course you can always just put these in the recycling after you've washed them, but why not put something in them and use them for storage? Why not? But we're gonna take, I'm using today Folkart glass etching cream. There's a lot of different brands of this. I do not know that one is any better than the other. This is my first glass etching experience. I'm taking you on that journey with me. And I'm going to be using, and we'll see if this actually works out. I've been told, or I have read, that you can actually use just like dollar store shelf liner contact paper as a stencil for this kind of thing. So we're gonna try that out, and we're gonna cut our stencil with our Cricut machine. And today we're gonna go with a Pokemon theme. So I'm going to take you over to the computer and show you a little bit in the Cricut Design Space program of what I'm doing, and then we'll make some stencils. So this is the Cricut Design Space program, and this program is actually free to use even if you don't have a Cricut machine, but of course you need the machine to actually be able to make anything. I've already pulled in my water symbol here, but I'm going to show you how to pull in your own images with my Pokemon outline. I'm just going over here to the Upload button, and then I'm going to browse files for the file that I want. Then you tell the program how complex your image is. Then it takes you to a page to erase all your negative space or unwanted extra shapes. It's really easy with silhouetted images like this. Just use the magic wand for the large area, and then I use the eraser tool to take out some of the source info from the bottom of the image. Then it asks you to either save as a print then cut or a cut file. For this project, we only need the cut file. When it saves, I just select my image and insert it onto my canvas, where I can resize it so it's about the same size as the water symbol I already put in. Now to actually make this project, we click on the big green Make It button. The program then allows you to adjust cut placement and to tell it what size of material you're cutting from. I'm using a 6x6 square of my contact paper. From here, either via Bluetooth or USB, it connects to your Cricut machine and you can select the material you're cutting. There's not really a setting for what I'm using. I ended up calling it parchment paper and just seeing what happened. I don't think it was the right setting though. You may have to play around with it with certain materials. From here, it tells you what blades and attachments to put in, and it's time to head over to the machine itself. Okay, so with our Cricut cutting mat preloaded with a little 6x6 square of our transfer paper here, contact paper, excuse me, what you do is you line it up with the rollers, you give it light pressure, you press the load button, and then when it starts blinking, right there, you press the go button and pray, because I don't know if I put this on a decent setting. Oh, nope. So yeah, what happened there is you got all kinds of messed up. I think I might need a new mat. Might be the problem. I'm gonna just flip it over and sort of try again. Alright, take two. Okay, well, could have gone better. It went all the way through. I think maybe I had it on a setting that was just too hard. I'm going to take a look at this and get back to you. Okay, well, these sort of turned out well enough that I'm going to sort of just kind of go with it and see what happens. It's all an experiment today. So what we're going to do, separate off that backing. Just going to, as carefully as I can attempt to, try to fix this without there being too much of an issue, and also maybe it being on camera a little bit. That might be nice for you guys, right? Does have a little bit of resistance, so you can make some cuts to sort of make it lay better, or to pull it up entirely while you're doing that. I feel like my lines aren't going to be as nice as I want them to be on this particular piece. But, like I already said several times, I'm learning, and you're learning with me. And that's a Labby Dragon tutorial for you. Alright, and I've got that pressed on pretty good with my fingers, but I am going to go ahead and throw everything. And just burnish. Just press it on with this nice little scrapery-do. Trying to get a real good seal so that the etching cream does not slip under. Then I am going to do the same with the water energy symbol on the back of the jar. Okay, I'm doing this according to the instructions on my specific etching cream. That's generally what you want to do. You want to follow the instructions. Unless you have learned or know somebody who has better tips than that. But as per these instructions, I am taking a paintbrush that I have already destroyed with Mod Podge to spread this etching cream, which is thicker than I thought it would be. I'm just gonna put it all over there, I guess. It's kind of what I've seen done. Did look at several tutorials for glass etching a little while back, so I don't remember any specific ones, unfortunately. So my knowledge currently is a bit of an aggregate. I don't know if I'm supposed to try to get this smooth or thick. Well, that's covered, so I'm gonna call that done, and then do the other side. Do my little Vaporeon side. I feel like that doesn't seem like enough. Maybe I've just seen people overkill it, because I feel like I've seen people use way more cream than this. I'm really not sure. We'll find out. According to my instructions, I am supposed to leave this on for 15 minutes and then wash it off. I will show you the end of that process. I'm not going to show you me washing it off because I don't want to set up the camera at the sink. Sorry. Alright, here we are back in this corner with our final product. And that's the elemental side. And here is Vaporeon. The longer I look at this, the more I'm liking it. It actually turned out pretty well. I can see that there's a little bit of flaw in using the contact paper instead of a vinyl or a sticker vinyl, specifically for these kinds of projects. You may not be able to see it super well, but there is a bit of a splotch near Vaporeon's tail where some of the cream must have gotten squished under the stencil, and there's a little like wrinkle in the ears, and I'm not sure if that has to do with the washing phase, if maybe it's about the same intensity as the rest of it, so I'm thinking it was during the painting phase. Although, hey, the water symbol turned out like perfect. It might be a little offset because because the whole thing, because it cut through the backing paper too, I went ahead and put the outer circle down and then the water droplet. So it might be a little off, but it's just got a little homemade touch. That's all. I have no idea what I'm gonna put in this. Maybe blue buttons. Maybe separate out my button collection by colors. But I have 2 more of these currently. We also have 2 more Yankee Candle jars with the candles still currently in them. We haven't burned them down. But I'm pretty excited about how this turned out. And for a relatively cheap craft, a potentially relatively cheap craft, if you've already invested in a Cricut, obviously you could, there are probably lots of Etsy sellers that sell vinyl stencils. You can get mostly like letters and flowers at like Joann's and Michael's. I haven't ever really found anything that I like super was excited about, which is part of why getting a Cricut was such an exciting thing for me, because I'm like, stencils for things that I actually like instead of just like, some real boring flowers and maybe some letters. But you could monogram it. You could put your initial on it with those stencils from Michaels. All kinds of things. If you just already are someone who is purchasing these candles, and we do. We like them. We like the little jars. We like the candles. Okay, I like the candles, and my fiance is okay with them. We pick out ones he at least doesn't hate most of the time. Sometimes he enjoys them, and sometimes he just at least doesn't hate them. I'm just noticing the corner of my TV screen there. That's distracting. That's gonna have been distracting for most of the end of this video. So altogether, if you include the price of having originally bought the candle, which is, I think these are about $15 not on sale, but I've frequently gotten them on sale for $5 to $10 depending. We get the out of season ones sometimes. Like they had all the spring candles out and we went through the Christmas candles and we're like, ooh, we like these wood smelly ones, and we got them half off or more, 60% something. It was really good. Like I said, it was like 6 or 7 maybe. I don't really remember. But so anywhere in that range. And then $1 for the contact paper, which you could hand cut as well. That would be probably a pain. So give or take, if you already have a Cricut, it's a very good project, and the stencils aren't too expensive either. So if you just bought stencils and the candle, it would still also be a fairly cheap project. Mid-range to cheap, but it is an upcycle, and upcycling is always a little bit fun for me. So we're gonna outro with some photos of our nice little new project here, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!